Pause. Ain't no pause. You heard what I said. You heard
Speak
what
for
I said, brother.
yourself.
Well, then you better take control of this. Then listen. It's time. We are live. This is episode number 64 of Untitled. I'm your host / moderator, R. Jones. Also joining me, normally, I don't know where he's at tonight, but my man Dom would be here already, but I guess something's going on. We got Reg here. Reg, how you doing? Oh, you just paused your mic, huh? I guess he just did for some strange reason. I don't know what the hell's going on here. But we're going to try to bring some people in. Until then, I'm going to see if I can hold on and see if we can get some people. So with that being said, here's some stuff we're going to be talking about tonight. Just a little rapid fire. Oh, decided to come
There
back.
you go. Yes, you know.
Well, I was about to say, well, how the hell are you? But then you went missing, and I was like talking to myself. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. You know.
Well, the little ones are walking around. They're not sleeping yet.
That's all right. That's all right. Bring them into the conversation. That's all right. The more people, that's all right. We could be joined by them.
Not this group of kids.
It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. How you feeling otherwise than that, man?
Like I said, hold on 1 second.
So as you can see, Reg has his hands filled with the children. So with that being said, I see somebody else about to join. We're gonna get into this. Hold on, folks. Thank you for your patience. Trying to get there. So just hang on tight, and we'll be right with you. Let's see.
Never a dull moment in the household, bro. I apologize.
How many children do you have over there, sir?
I got one. She has one, and so it's about 3 of them in here.
Okay, so she has one.
It's only 2, but you would think it's a herd of buffaloes in this sucker.
Okay, I got you. Anyway, like I said, you're doing well, hopefully.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Well, that being said, I see our boy Bishop is trying to get on, but for some reason his device is not connecting. So we'll just wait for him as well. But we're gonna get into some stuff. Like I said, not a long show tonight. Well, look who's here. All right, the Dominator is in the house. Sir,
the chef is here.
Is live.
Oh, Lord.
Chef Double D.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Never charged my iPad, didn't charge my earbuds.
Oh, what's going on, man? Well, that's
my iPad on the floor.
That's unlike you, brother. That's unlike you. What's going on, man?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I get it.
Y'all didn't start, did you?
No, you're about to. Live, definitely. I see the Bishop is trying to get on, but for some reason it says his device is not connected, so he's still trying to get on with us as well. And we got Reggie. Reggie was here before you, which I found hard to believe.
That's because I was dropping shit and Lord, surprised I didn't crack my screen. Good thing I got this box on my iPad.
Well, thank goodness for that. Well, with that being said, let's get into it. Like I told Reggie, it's not gonna be too long of a show. That's for sure. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. And speaking, the man was relentless in being with us tonight. He was trying to get on. Now he's connected. The Bishop is in the house. What's up, Bishop?
What up, fellas?
About damn time.
What's up, fellas?
Yeah, this got to talk about no consistency when we was on. Where was he to be found? Nowhere.
Yeah, I was embarking on continuing to embark on my coaching career.
Okay.
So
I think the Knicks is going to be in need of a coach.
Oh man,
I told you that 2 seasons ago. We got the defender on the phone. What's up, Tom?
I just speak the truth. That's all.
What's up, Tom?
I just speak the truth.
We got the defender on the phone.
We got the defender on the phone. Wow, that's crazy.
Sir.
That's crazy.
I guess y'all gonna talk football.
A little bit. We're gonna get to the basketball. Nah, this is the Giants, brother. Because all this rumor and this and that, they were supposed to go after Matthew Stafford, okay, because of his situation, his contract situation with the Los Angeles Rams, and how that was up in the air. But they re-signed him. They restructured his deal. He's going back to LA. Now, with that being said, this opens up a whole lot of stuff with who's going to be the quarterback of the Giants. Will it be? I'm hearing that they're trying to trade up for Cam Ward, the young man from Miami, the Hurricanes. They were actually considering Aaron Rodgers, bringing him aboard. I'm hearing stuff about Sam Darnold apparently being high on their list to take over the starting quarterback job. I just found it kind of interesting, and I'm wondering, this GM Joe Shane, he's on the hot seat for sure. There's no question, because he already screwed the pooch with the whole handling of the Saquon Barkley deal, and I get it. Barkley would not probably have the same type of year he did in Philadelphia if he remained with the Giants, because that line is trash. That whole organization is trash at this point. But offensively, even with the emergence of Malik Neighbors at wide receiver, he would not have had this season, the same type of season. That goes without saying.
Well,
but still, yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying, like, if they would have had a decent quarterback, perhaps he wouldn't have had the same season, but we would have saw his value, because as Dom always brings up, it's like, yo, this guy catches passes. He's not just a running back.
No, right.
He's the utility knife. And we never 100%. Really got to see all of what he had to offer, because we never really had a quarterback.
This is true.
And you didn't have an offensive line. So the New York Giants quarterback solutions begins with their offensive line. Yeah, it don't matter who you put back. It doesn't matter who you put back there right now. The quarterback is still going to be trash because that offensive line is trash.
I don't know about that.
You bugging.
I don't know about that one, because
having a mobile quarterback might be different.
No, you see some situations where the line may be mediocre, but they believe in the quarterback and they don't allow him to get touched. Even if they're getting penalties, even if they just don't allow their quarterback to get touched because they believe in the quarterback. Did Washington have a superb line this season? Was Washington's offensive line so dominant?
Better than the Giants.
But I'm saying, was it so dominant, or did they just believe? Believe in the quarterback and say, "Hey, we're not going to allow this dude to be touched."
That's a good point. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't really think that the Washington what is the name? Commanders? Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, the Commanders. I don't think their line was dominant. I don't think they were the worst in the league either. But there's a lot of what you're saying is true. They believed in the guy, Jaden Daniels, or whatnot, and said, "Hey, we're going to protect our guy, our boy, so to speak." And they have that type of bond and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So that what you're saying makes a lot of sense.
But he was a quarterback's quarterback, man.
Correct.
If y'all watched him, he dropped back and threw it. If he had to move, he moved. He didn't stand around there like the great Gazoo, the next coming of Eli Manning. He got on his horses and he made something out of nothing. But if you gave him the opportunity to sit there and throw the ball, let's keep it a buck. He threw the damn ball.
He threw the ball quite well. Okay.
The Giants are in disarray, guys. Come on. We could talk running back, offensive line, quarterback. They need so many pieces. They're like a puzzle and the box is empty, man. Like, where are the pieces at?
Started with Gettleman.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And they continue. Like, he brought his disastrous aura from the Panthers to the Giants. And he wrecked it. And then they continue to wreck it. And now it's just all wrecked. I don't even watch football. I don't watch Giants games because it's horrible. It's like, yo, so you wasted, how many seasons did they waste with Danny Dimes?
6?
Yeah, at least 5,
6 seasons, and how many millions of dollars did you waste knowing that this dude was not it? Knowing full well, like, if we could see that on Sunday, I'm sure they saw that Monday through Saturday.
Yep. Trash.
Yeah, and it was like, after 6 seasons, I still can't name one thing that he was good at.
Well, he could run. That was about it. I'm going to only give him that much. I mean, he was pretty decent at scrambling. You know.
Was he?
Listen, from what I saw, He can move.
Mm.
I'm just saying he can move. You might disagree, and that's fine. But from what I saw, he was making some pretty big runs here and there. You know, better than passing. I'm just saying.
Oh, as a quarterback, that's his best attribute. As a quarterback.
As a quarterback,
he can run.
Exactly. Yeah, okay. That's about it.
Then again, guys, come on, man. When they drafted him, the first thing that most of us said was, Duke?
Exactly.
Of course.
Duke?
That great football powerhouse. That powerhouse.
Yeah. There you go.
That's
I mean?
dominating the ACC in football.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you already know.
Mm-hmm.
So another name that I see that was brought up and whatnot, they want to allegedly trade down because I guess this guy Shadira Sanders, his stock has fallen reportedly.
They're not going to get him.
Nah.
They're not getting him.
The Jets might get him.
They're not getting him. I mean, it's going to take all. They're going to have to hold their nose, close their eyes, hold their breath, spin around 5-6 times in a circle to get a black quarterback in New York, because they have been fighting it.
Well,
and now it's inevitable. It's inevitable.
You know what? It's embarrassing too, because again, you see all these teams make these moves and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And they bring a black quarterback, and it changes the whole franchise.
The whole dynamic of the franchise.
Exactly. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep. The Commandos, they were going nowhere. They were in the trash.
Yep.
They were in the trash as a franchise. Mm-hmm. They were in trash with ownership. They're still in trash. It's like, they were just like, they were worse. They were worse than the Panthers.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they got the Holy Ghost and they were reborn.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what's weird about the Giants, guys? Yeah. And I'm not a Giants fan.
Right.
Ever since Tom Coughlin left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 head coaches in 10 years. That's like the average of a coach every 2 years, right? If my math is mathing. Yeah, they've actually averaged getting a coach every 2 years since Tom Coughlin left. And remember, guys, he ain't Vince Lombardi, but he's probably the best head coach the Giants had since Bill Parcells.
Probably. I would say that. I would agree with that.
So that means Danny Dimes in his short stint in New Jersey had 2 head coaches. I'm not going to try to research the offensive coordinators, guys. Forgive me. But he had 2 head coaches in his short term there.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have made a difference. Dude,
no, I'm just saying, Bishop, when you have no like zero consistency from the skybox to the sideline, it's just like a shit show waiting to happen.
And you're not talented at all.
No, yeah.
So
you compare
trifecta. It's the trifecta.
Yeah, you compare that.
That's where I was going with that, Bishop.
Well, we're talking about stability. There's
Triple
no stability.
crown.
There's no stability over there. None. When you say that and you take a team, say, like the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have that stability, that factor all across the board in their existence in the NFL. You understand what I'm saying? There's none of that on the Giants sideline. Zero.
No. And to think, I think me and you, when we were the only ones on last week, we talked about the Steelers.
Right.
It would amaze people to know when was the last time they won a playoff game.
Exactly. When was it?
I'll just give you a hint. The Jets have won a playoff game since Pittsburgh has won a playoff game.
Right.
And that's some shit. Now, the Jets haven't been in the playoffs. They hold that distinction.
Exactly.
But Pittsburgh, guys, come on. I mean, they're the model of consistency. They have a winning record every year.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, when it comes to playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
they need Roethlisberger back.
I don't know. They could get Moses back. I don't know what's happening with that franchise, man. I'll tell you what, though, guys. You guys wrote me back into this football. I think the Steelers would have a better chance running with Fields instead of Wilson.
I would agree.
He's young. He's athletic.
Yeah.
Give the guy a shot. I mean, wasn't this guy like the number 1, number 2 pick or some shit with the Bears? I mean, the Bears didn't give him a chance. They decided to move on, and they got this new hot toy. But, man, if I had a chance between this young buck and Russell Wilson, hey, come on. Again, they haven't won a playoff game since Moses parted the Red Sea. I'd give this kid a shot, man. Matter of fact, what was his record, guys, when Wilson was hurt? 4-1 or some crazy? It was a short stint, but
right.
Yeah, Dom. I thought maybe this is just in my mind. I thought the older quarterbacks were there to guide and help mentor the younger guys, not compete.
Not anymore, bro.
The younger guys, Bishop. Because the league has changed. The league has changed. It's like when you got a guy who's like 6'10", 375, and who's faster than you, what are you going to do with that? As a quarterback that's been in the league for like 7 to 10 seasons, it's like you're not made for that. These younger guys are made for that.
And that's weird that you bring that up, Bishop, because again, we're all old enough to remember what Bishop was talking about. Even Brett Favre, the pain in the ass he was. Aaron Rodgers learned something under Brett Favre. Brett Favre showed him something. And that was always the old cliche. Remember, don't throw him out there yet. Let R.
Let him get a year.
Help him along the way.
Right.
And
let him get a year seasoning. You know what I'm saying?
But now, now, other than these stubborn quarterbacks like the Aaron Rodgers and the Russell Wilsons, they're just blocking, man. I mean, come on. But you can't blame the player sometimes. Sometimes you got to sit back and say, well, somebody in the Rooney family decided, let's go with Russell Wilson, who, again, we could blame the coach in Denver. We could blame the coach in Seattle. The guy had a decent career, but we talked about this a few years ago, guys. We saw him gradually wheels off the bus, coming round and round. Yeah.
What, Dom? Like you were saying about somebody that they're blocking or whatnot. They're blocking for a paycheck.
Yeah, but then again, even with that, these guys, especially quarterbacks, they're making astronomical amount of money.
They want more.
Take your ass home. Why can't somebody in the organization say, Bishop, go sit your ass down?
Not enough. It's not enough.
We don't need you no more.
Or be a mentor to the younger quarterback.
They ain't doing that, Bishop.
But I'm just saying, like, if you want to check, if you want to check, that's fine. But you don't have to get out there on the field unless he gets hurt or something. But you're going to mentor this guy because you walked a mile in the journey that he's going on. So you can help. Because the coaches can say whatever they want. But, hey, when you're out on the field, this is what you need to be looking for. They're going to tell you to do this, but this is where you need to look for. And if somebody does this, this is what you need to do. And if somebody does that, to get them to do what you want to manipulate the defense, you need to do this. The coaches can tell you whatever they want to tell you, but it's nice hearing it from the horse's mouth.
Right.
And you can watch video to see, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about because he's done it.
Point.
Right.
He's done it at a high level.
That's a fact, and I forgot a factor as well. Besides the money issue, a factor is the ego. That's another. You combine the ego with the money factor. I mean, I'm just saying.
Russell Wilson, ever since he started, making the family and immersing himself into, all of it's like, doing
YouTube videos.
It's like, come on. It's like, you just like the we're the brother, Cam. That's what you are. You're like the Argyle sweater, Argyle socks wearing Cam Newton.
Yeah.
It's like a sideshow.
Exactly. Doesn't make any damn sense. All right. Well, with that being said, we got that out the way. Now, Sir Dominic, we get some NBA stuff.
What a tease.
Got all the basketball heads on here now.
What a tease. What a tease. What a tease, Dom. What a tease.
We got all the basketball heads.
Next, he's going to talk about, did you see the whole pickleball tournament they had on ESPN?
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, bro. Come on now. So, what's going on in Philly, man?
The process is over.
Yeah, trust the process.
I see this guy's on the bench as well. He got hurt too. Their best player got hurt, Maxey.
Yeah.
Well, it's like it's overuse, and he ain't built to be the number one guy. They could say, hey, well, he could do this, he could do that. He's not built to be the number one guy. When you drafted him, you didn't draft him as the number one guy. You drafted him as a piece to the puzzle, a good piece to the puzzle, a solid piece to the puzzle.
Yes, sir.
And then he's kind of like stepped out beyond what you anticipated. But he's not a guy that you can start a franchise with and say, this is my guy. He's not that guy. And they should have, instead of stringing this thing out, which was really stupid to me, it doesn't matter what the media is saying. Hey, if Joel Embiid is not right, if his knee is not right, we're going to put him on the shelf, let him get his knee right. Maybe he might have been ready for the second half of the season. If not, then we just shelf him for the whole season. It's like it's being done with Zion. It's being done. It's like if he ain't right, you've invested too much time and too much money, and you know what he's capable of. To just be placating the media for them to be dictating whether he plays, whether he does this, whether he does that. Just say this is what it is and keep it pushing. Nobody would have said anything about Philly. It wouldn't have been the story. His knee is hurt. He has an injury history with the knee. He has surgery. And that's it. He's in rehab. That's it. Simple. This whole story about, I'm not playing back-to-backs, my relationship, how I feel today, management, the coach got to say something, the GM has to say something else, Joel has to say something. It's like, what's happening here?
Well, a lot of it he initiates, Bishop. Like I'm not going to play it back to back.
Right.
I ain't doing this. The fans love me. Remember, we're a little short of a year that we all got together when they signed Paul George and said, "Ain't this some shit?" Now they got 2 street clothes participants on one team.
Well, you gotta know, Paul George ain't stretching himself out. Nothing.
Not at all.
He didn't stretch himself out with the Clippers, with Kawhi being hurt. He just did just enough to get another contract.
A max contract.
Just enough to say, hey, he still got it, but he wants no parts of being the number one guy. He wants no parts of that.
I was in Philly. I saw Paul George go into his car with a ski mask on.
It's like,
he's a criminal.
He learned from Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
No, and then if the pressure gets on him about being the number one guy, then he's gonna be like, I'm having a mental issue, or I'm.
Wait a minute, Bishop. Yeah. Not to cut y'all off, but did y'all hear him last week? I'm gonna stop my podcast so I could concentrate on basketball, the fucking sport that I'm getting millions of dollars for. But anyway, I'm gonna concentrate on basketball and trying to bring a championship to Philadelphia. This dude was giving a speech like he ended the war in Ukraine, cured world hunger. You actually grabbed the mic and told the public this nonsense when he said, "I'm going to stop doing my podcast to concentrate on basketball." I didn't hear nothing else, guys. I was like, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
60 games into the season.
Ain't there like 21 games under 500?
Some crazy, Bishop. I'm going to look it up while y'all talking.
Yeah.
It's like,
that is crazy.
They're like, I think they like the 14th team or something like that. It's like,
they're at the bottom of the barrel. Don't get it twisted.
It's like they right above like Charlotte.
Let's see. Washington, Charlotte, Toronto, Philly. Philly has the exact opposite record of the Knicks, so that means they're 19 games under 500, while the Knicks are 19 games above 500. The Knicks are 40-21. Philly is 21-40.
So that means that they could potentially be 30 to 35 games, maybe 40 games. They may lose 40 games this season.
They already lost. Let me see. Hold on. They already lost 40 games, Bishop. They're 21-40.
Right.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness.
But you know what? Here's the scary part with them in and out, Maxey taking off. Now y'all are in that dead zone. Like, you're not going to get the top pick. You're not going to get enough balls. Now, anything could happen, guys, with this stupid of the ball
pause.
shit. But now you got Washington, Charlotte, Toronto. All three of them got a worse record than you. That's just in the Eastern Conference, fellas. In the Western Conference, you got Utah, New Orleans, and that's it.
Wow.
So there's 5 to 6 teams that have a worse record than you. So let's just say you're 6th in the spinning ball routine. The chances of you getting the number 1 pick are slim to thin. So again, now you wasted yet another season, and you're in the dead man zone.
I just have one question. I got one question.
Sure, brother.
Is this kid from Duke coming out this year?
Yeah. He's overrated.
He could play though, Bishop. I actually see.
He could play. He could play. He could play in college, in a confined environment, which is what most of the Duke players do. They look fantastic on a college level. They look fantastic during the regular season, but we'll start seeing the cover pulled off when the tournament starts.
That's what I'm waiting for. What normally happens is, you've gotten all these accolades. Everybody has inked you in as the number 1 pick.
Right.
And then there's this second tier school that this guy, he didn't get to his first choice school, but he really can play. And he's got a chip on his shoulder. And then that guy is the one that gets, because I've never seen him play defense. I've only seen highlights of him scoring. So in the tournament, you got to be able to guard somebody. Because guys are coming at you. So I've never seen him guard anybody, and I've never seen him experience when somebody is coming at him and dunking on him and scoring on him. And it's like, okay, well, you scoring on him, he's coming back and scoring on you. You scoring on him, he's coming back and scoring on you. So this nice little neat package that everybody has put this kid in, it's like there hasn't been any challenges. And just the history of Duke players, I don't have any confidence in anybody coming out.
I'll be honest, I don't have confidence in many number 1 picks anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched this kid in Charlotte, this Lonzo Ball. He's an accident waiting to happen. He's another one, though. I don't think he's played more than 50 games his whole brief career. He acts like he got to put mustard on every hot dog and then put extra mustard on the hot dog. And it's kind of like, I mean, I know Charlotte's not that good, but they're my local team, so I actually watch their games. This guy is a joke, man. And we're sitting there talking about a college kid. This fucking kid is a joke. Charlotte ain't going nowhere with this clown. They ain't going nowhere to begin with.
You know what he provides? He provides entertainment. He provids entertainment.
Yeah, exactly.
He provides entertainment.
What's the other kid that's in competition?
And he appeals to the younger kids. Because he's got the bright colored sneakers. He's outrageous, and he'll come down. He's gonna be the first player to take 33s in a game,
and half of them on one leg.
Yeah, 30. Right. But he hits some of them too.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like, okay, well, would that work in any other setting outside of Charlotte? Because nobody takes Charlotte seriously,
right?
Would that work in any other kind of setting? Now, he does have some basketball skills. Because I've seen him before he started with this dog and pony show, where he's pushed the ball, he's distributed the ball, but for some reason it's like, okay, well, we're not going anywhere. We just want you to entertain the crowd, and that's what, when you get Charlotte Hornets tickets, that's what you're going to see. Entertain.
This
it's
guy
going to be lost.
He has never averaged less than 3.5 turnovers a game per season since he's been in the NBA. And thank God, I talked about his games. He's played 75 games once. This is his record, guys. From start to now. 51, 75, 36, 22, 39 out of 62 this year. I heard Knicks fans saying, I'd have took him over Jalen Brunson. I said, yeah, you probably would have took poison over vodka too, but Hey,
take a step back.
stop,
there's
please.
no Knicks fans. There's no true Knicks fans that would ever even utter that nonsense.
No, they
Those are,
see the dog and pony show that you was talking about, Bishop. Oh, this kid can. But y'all don't see him. I mean, I watch a lot of Hornets games, guys.
Yeah, he's
no.
bananas.
I would have took the other Isaiah Thomas before I took him. So nah, he's an accident waiting to happen, guys. He's, God bless him. He got a good deal. Like Bishop said, he dresses and he, because a lot of times he's in street clothes. So he's on the sideline with a hoodie on and multicolored shirts and hoodies and hats and
sneakers the Puma sneakers are very vibrantly colored.
Yeah.
It's like everything is like Scooby-Doo with him.
Yeah, he's cute. He's cute, if that's a word.
Yeah, everything is like Scooby-Doo with him, but the two Ball brothers, they're not really durable.
No.
Neither one of them are durable. The oldest one, I think, is the most fundamentally sound, but he's fragile. The young one, the young one, Lonzo. We don't talk about LaMelo.
No.
We don't talk about the middle one. The middle one,
his name is Leandro.
We don't talk about that guy.
No.
His father don't talk about him. Nobody talks about
which one is the rapper?
Leandro.
Yeah, the one that did the NBA thing.
That's the one that.
Oh, Lord have mercy, help me.
That's the one.
Where are we going, R? Where are we going,
R? Right.
That's the one that had the two transvestites fighting over him online.
You know what? The older I get, you hear that old cliche, R, that my better days are behind me. And I don't have 60 more years left.
Exactly.
Sometimes I'd be like, I'm fucking happy, man. I couldn't put up with this shit for another 60 years.
Like, how's your name even mixed up in anything like that? How's your name even? God. And it's like it's an online battle between two dudes that dress like girls.
My stomach. Stop, Bishop.
Fighting over you.
Stop, my stomach.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta
say. I'm saying now you see why the father don't talk. He talk about the youngest one. He talk about the oldest one. How many times you heard him say anything about the middle one? Like, that one is just that's just the price of the game. That's just chalk that up for the game, yo. It's like, that's our son.
Take the L and move on, right?
That's it.
Like, this one is better than Michael Jordan. This one is better than Magic Johnson. This one, well, what about the middle one? Shut your mouth.
I will say this though, and I hope Ronan got his mic on because I know you want to talk about the Lakers. Here's what cracks me up about the NBA media. They are so thirsty. The Lakers have the best defense the last 10 games. So what was they doing the other 50 games?
Exactly.
How do y'all come up with this shit, man? Okay.
They gotta get their views, their clicks, man.
God, help us.
Hot takes that's not hot.
Exactly, right?
They got so desperate where they start coming up with these metrics about how to quantify who has the best defense. It's like, no, the Lakers don't have the best defense. They haven't increased their defensive output. They've just been able to score more. That's it. They've been able to score more and more frequently. And with the addition of Luka, it seems to have given confidence to some of the other players that normally wouldn't be shooting the way they're shooting because they have like Luka on their side. So it's like it's giving guys like some of the guards, it's giving them, hey, I'm getting a wide open shot as opposed to somebody running at me because Luka just passed me the ball. He creates so much gravity towards him. Now I'm getting a wide open shot. The dude that they got, Finney Smith, you got Finney Smith hitting threes.
Yeah.
The other night they were like, he's like 40%. He's almost 40%. I'm like, he's a career like 27% 3-point shooter. But all of a sudden, bring Luka on board. So now you got Luka and LeBron. With the gravity, everybody's paying attention to them. These guys are getting a wide open shot. Rui Hachimura is lights out all of a sudden when he's healthy. And I see Austin Reeves looking like a globetrotter. He going behind his back, between his legs, in and out, step back, up and under. I'm like, what's happening?
And what's weird is because I have a lot of free time on my hand. I actually took the time to research this shit. In them 10 games that people are talking about, they played one team with a better record than them and won. That was Denver. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Denver was missing, still are, I think, missing Gordon. So, I mean, when you put things into perspective, I mean, come on, man.
Well,
now they're a defensive stalwart. Yeah,
no,
okay.
that game, what they did was, and it surprised me because I'm like, why didn't you guys do this when you had personnel? What they kept doing was double teaming Joker. They kept double teaming him and forcing him to pass the ball, and then somehow the ball wound up in Russell Westbrook's hand. So they kept forcing him to pass it, and then so it's a pass from him to somebody else, then to the third player. That third player was always like Russell Westbrook or somebody who couldn't score. And then Joker started getting fouls because then he was frustrated. Then he started getting fouls, and it's like, okay, well now he's getting fouls. He's on the bench, so now we can double team somebody else, and nobody else. Jamal Murray is not accustomed to getting double teamed. And it's the same Laker team that lost to the Hornets. So it's like, how can you say, hey, their defense is better when they got into a bad shooting contest with the Hornets and lost? This is like they were.
You know what? That was one of Russell Westbrook's better games.
Yeah,
I mean, he had like 17 points.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, I'm just saying, guys, we catch these. I don't know. I would say bizarre narratives like, you know, R. Jones missed the bus 6 times in the last 14 days. I mean, really, who's keeping track of this shit?
You want another bizarre one? You want another before tonight? Because they're playing tonight, I believe. The
Knicks,
the Warriors, and the Knicks are playing, but the Golden State Warriors are playing. What are they playing tonight? The Nets. Okay. Before that, they were 9-1 in 10 games when Jimmy Butler joined.
Yeah.
He balances out their lineup.
Okay.
He balances out their lineup, so it's not. So he allows for another scorer, and it also allows for all the attention to be off Steph Curry.
Right. Because I see this. What's this white boy's name? The one with the funny name starts with a P, I think. I forgot his name.
Kaczynski?
I think that's it.
Yeah, Podazimski.
So yeah. I see he's trying to show out a little bit too.
But see, they're another one, guys. When we talk about their 9-1 with Jimmy Butler, who did they play? You know what? Let's rewind this shit and see who they played the Knicks. They played the Hornets. They played Brooklyn tonight. I mean, don't we have to look at the competition? I mean, this is the NBA, guys. I mean, it ain't like you're going up against stellar competition every night. Let's just keep it real. I mean, shit, not to mention, there was a stretch where Golden State had like 3-4 games off.
Yeah, but
they haven't beat. I think the only team, guys, I'm looking at it now, so I don't want to interrupt y'all. So far, I went back 5 games. The only team they beat with a 500 record was the Knicks.
Yeah, but the games that they were supposed to win, they were losing a lot of those games that they were supposed to win.
They're not that good.
But I'm just saying. So now they've established some consistency. So now everybody's like, yo, we could do it again. We could run it back with Steph. It's like you still don't have a big. You still don't have a big. Draymond Green is still unpredictable. He can spaz out at any given point. Now Pozinski and Moody and some of those guys are playing a lot better because, well, like I said, Jimmy brings the gravity. Steph brings the gravity. So now they get to more freelance more. But the main person who you thought was going to be a replacement, a foundational piece, Kuminga, is like a flightless bird. Like he still hasn't shown that he's capable of any level of consistency. It's like he'll have 3 good games and then 6 bad games. 2 good games, and then 8 subpar games. It's just like, yo, dude, like at this point, you should have been way, way, way far along than where you are. It's like you were supposed to be like one of the guys who we passing the torch to.
Right.
He hasn't shown that at all. He hasn't shown that at all. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, it's exciting because Golden State is accustomed to winning. They're beating teams that they're supposed to beat. I got it. So it's all's well in San Francisco.
Yeah, they in them 10 games, guys, they beat 2 teams with a winning record. The Knicks and the Sacramento Kings.
And that was it.
That's it. That's it. And Sacramento's only 3 games over 500. I mean,
right.
To be honest, guys, I know I'm a Knicks fan, but when the last time we had our Bleed Blue show was last Wednesday, and we always do like the upcoming week. Yeah. I'm like, man, the Knicks should go 2-1 because then maybe they'll drop the ball against Memphis because it's a road game. I had them winning against the Heat. I had them winning against the Warriors. They beat the Grizzlies and lose to the Warriors at the Garden. Go figure.
Exactly.
And the Heat. And the Heat. Oh, they beat the Heat.
They beat the Heat. Yeah, I had them beating the Heat and the Warriors, and they ended up beating the Heat and the Grizzlies and lose to the Warriors.
Right.
Right. At home. Not to add insult to injury, but again, we didn't have Karl Anthony Towns, so there's something could be said. But
we still with the talent level that we have, there's some games
we still should have won.
There's some games that we should not be losing. Like
I agree.
The loss to the Pistons. There's teams that we shouldn't be losing to the Jazz. We shouldn't be losing. And I know
it happens, man. It happens.
I know you can say, well, under Tibbs, we've won 50 games. We've done this. We've done that. But at a certain point, the mediocrity is not enough. It's not enough.
I'm just going to stick to what I always say. And I don't say it. It's everybody else says it, not just me. It's a players' league. Until the players don't perform, then it's the coach's fault. It's a players' league until Karl Anthony Towns don't know how to inbound the damn ball. Then it's back to the coach again. Come on, guys. Which one is it? I mean, here's the funny thing about the Knicks. If we're going to go into the Knicks, I really never seen nothing like this in quite some time, guys. Maybe y'all could quote me or find something. I cannot remember that in crunch time at the end of the game, your 2 best players are on the bench because they can't play defense.
Whose fault is that?
Their fault. Come on. What are you going to blame the coach because you can't play defense?
Wait a second. So you mean to tell me that a defensive minded coach cannot figure out how to get his 2 best players in a position where they can be on the floor in the fourth quarter to finish out a game and hold defense or get some players that can help out on the defensive end. Because I know Brunson is small. He's a small guard. So what teams are doing is they're putting like 6'7", 6'8" out there and mobile 6'7", 6'8". They can shoot over the top of him. But you mean to tell me you got Bridges, you got Anunoby, you got
thank God.
But I'm saying you got a bunch of guys who, according to you, are those defensive guys that you need, and you can't figure out how. Cade Cunningham, Detroit. We played Detroit. Cade Cunningham put on a show. It was like the greatest show on earth. He was coming down. He was behind the back. He was pulling up. He was hitting the mid range. He was driving to the basket a couple of times. He slapped the backboard 2 times with both hands. He was just doing whatever he wanted to do. And I'm just like, what's happening here? What's the defensive strategy here?
How many different plays did they throw at him?
What's the defensive strategy?
Well, how many different? Here's the funny thing, Bishop. Especially when you talk defense and Karl Anthony Towns. I say this all the time. The Minnesota Timberwolves bankrolled the next 15 years to get Rudy Gobert because they knew Karl Anthony Towns could not play defense. He could not play center. He could not play defense. Karl Anthony Towns will tell you he cannot play center. So what did you think was going to change drastically when he came to the Knicks? That Tom Thibodeau was going to get in his head and say, hey, man, play some defense. I firmly believe, and it must be my career path that I chose, that certain things are individual tasks. Can't nobody tell you how to guard somebody. You still got to get out there and guard that somebody. It's just funny to me, guys, that your two best players are on the bench. And God, ain't this some funny shit? Your point guard is on the bench, and the game against the Grizzlies, 6'6", Mikal Bridges, who people are still talking about, we traded 6 damn junior high school players for. He runs down the court and gets in the way of the point guard. The game before that against the Bulls, Karl Anthony Towns is on the bench, 6'6", Mikal Bridges blocks 7'1" Vukovic's shot to end the game. This is how much faith you got in their defense? Really? Come on, Bishop.
When you say that, Dom, when you say that, I have some examples of coaches who have gotten the best out of, or the most out of. So you see Miami Heat. Miami Heat don't have no talent. Miami Heat got two players with left feet. You got Tyler Hero, and who's the shooter? You got
Tyler Hero.
Duncan Robinson. You got Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson. In the fourth quarter of games, who's out there on the court? Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson. They both got 2 left feet, but the coach, he will either devise a zone, some kind of defense, so that these guys can be integral in
playing and getting the win.
So when
they're 29 and 32 and haven't beaten the Knicks.
You saying Tibbs can't do anything. What I'm saying to you is mediocrity is
so that's like saying, Bishop, not to cut you off. His first and second year in the league, the Knicks had the best defense in the league. Points against, 3-pointers against, points against. They had the best defense in the league for 2 straight years.
Yep.
Then they went out and tried to get offense for defense. They got Kemba Walker and Fournier. Dropped the ball. They come back the next year, last year, and I think they was what? 3rd or 4th best team points against. So when you say this, so when the numbers don't jive with what you're saying, it's what? The players decided to play defense that year and we'll skip over the other years? You can't tell me that you had the best defense for like 3 out of the 5 years you've been the Knicks coach, but all of a sudden it ain't the players' fault. Again, we did it again this year, guys. And as a Knicks fan, it don't bother me because I'm the one that always says the NBA is an offensive-driven league. We could sit here and we could talk X's and O's and who don't play defense, what coach don't teach. The NBA is an offensive-driven league. I get it. The Knicks tried to go out and create that. They've got Karl Anthony Towns. They got Mikal Bridges, Anunoby, Brunson. They got some firepower. We're probably the only team in the NBA that their starting 5 is averaging anywhere between 95 and 101 points a game. No other team could say that. So we sacrificed defense for offense. I get it. I do. But to me, that ain't the coach's fault. All of a sudden, Kenny Atkinson is fucking Marlon the Magician because he inherited a team that's good. Really?
Okay.
Yes,
hold on.
Yes,
Let me ask you a question.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
think that Tibbs is the guy to take this team to the championship?
Hell no.
I can't predict that because who do you think could take him to the championship?
Hell no. Hell no.
Who? I'm just saying, who do you think can do it? We always say he can't do it, but we fall short of who's gonna do it.
So you just gave an example of the Knicks averaging all of these points, the starters, this, that, blah, blah, blah. So then it comes back to, are you overplaying the starters and not using your bench?
Here we go with that.
Are you overplaying the starters?
Here we go with that. I'm gonna give you a sports science answer for that, Bishop.
I'm saying not using your bench so that when you get to the fourth quarter, these guys have been run down from game to game, quarter 1 through quarter 3. You get to the fourth quarter. So I'm not talking about Karl Anthony Towns because Karl Anthony Towns, like I watched the Boston game. It was just like, yo, if he's out there, everybody just clear it out and screen. Let me get to him. That's it. So I'm not talking about him. Again, if you wear down those players when it gets to crunch time, it's really hard for a little guy like Brunson to close out or to get to the spot when I've been doing this for the first 24, 36 minutes of the game at a high level, and then I'm gonna do the same thing in the fourth quarter when it comes down to crunch time. It's like you gotta give those guys a break. You gotta give them a break.
Here's the thing, Bishop. Remember, the Knicks in the beginning of the season, when everybody was the minutes police, didn't have Achua, didn't have Shamet.
Yep.
Payne was on and off. McBride was hurt. But since we've gotten healthy, if you want to check the numbers, he's been playing an 8-9 man rotation because now we have a bench for him to go to. They didn't have no bench. But here's the strange thing, guys. Probably some of the strangest thing I ever heard. Sports science tells you that a guy could play 38, 40 minutes a game if R. Jones is a small forward. Do not take R. Jones out of that position of small forward during them 40 minutes because he don't lose his mental. He may get tired, but he won't get fatigued. Now, this is not me talking, guys. These are the sports science shit. So, in other words, you take Mikal Bridges, who probably, I'm guessing he averages the most points. I mean, most minutes in the NBA. But when he's out there in crunch time, he's still playing the best defense of any player on the New York Knicks. So again, I'm not going to jump off the bridge with this basketball science, but you see it happening before you. This is the guy averaging the most minutes in the game, but he's out there in crunch time and he's out there playing defense. While your two superstars are sitting on the bench because they can't check nobody.
Those games that he got those defensive plays, I believe he was struggling offensively, so he sat him down.
Hey, you know what? He still averages 17.5 points a game.
But I'm saying, and then brought him back. Well, he averages that because he has anomaly
on a team with two ball dominant individuals.
He has anomaly games where he'll score 30, but there's been games
I'm just saying, Bishop, he's averaging. Matter of fact, he's third in defensive proficiency at his position. He's shooting 0.1% below the league average for small forwards from three-point land. He's averaging 17.5 points a game, again, on a team that has two dominant ball individuals.
But he's not scoring 17 points a game. He's averaging 17
He's averaging
points.
7. Yes,
he
of
has
course.
He has those anomaly games.
30.
Yeah, but then there's games where he's out there for
40
minutes,
Bishop,
and he's only got 3 shots.
But this is why they have the statistic. This is why they have the statistic called average. It means in a 61-game season so far, he is averaging 17 points a game. Nobody's saying he's going to score 17 every game because he might score 30, he might score 10, but he's averaging 17 points a game. And here's another strange statistic when we talk about coaches and winning. And the Knicks have not had a record this good through this many games in 28 years.
Wow.
Not 5 years, 28 fucking years. So we have never been 20 games over 500.
Where do they finish?
This year?
Yeah, where do they finish?
Probably third seed.
But
you know what?
The record now? What's the record now?
36, 40, and 21. In 19 games over 500.
Right.
40 and 21. So what I'm saying to you is we finished with a 50-something game winning record before, correct?
Last year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
So, and the year before that, we were at 50 games.
But we're on pace to beat that, Bishop. We could only talk about where they're at now.
We're not winning more than 50-something games. So what I'm saying to you is
we only won 50 last year.
With the talent that they have, the coaching should be able to devise an offense that doesn't revolve around Brunson.
Come on, Bishop. That's every team in the NBA. Every team in the NBA has two ball-dominant individuals on their team. Tell me who don't. Tell me what team don't have that.
But I'm saying you brought.
Tell me one team that's running 5 guys that are all averaging 12 points a night.
You brought
not happening.
But I'm saying you brought offense in. and you don't utilize it.
You are utilizing it, Bishop. I don't want to have to give you every single number. You got Anunoby scoring 16 and a half. Bridges scoring 17 and a half.
Averaging.
You're two, averaging. And your two big guns are averaging, to make you feel better, 20-something, and Josh Hart is averaging 12. There ain't but so many shots you're going to get in a game, and we know who's getting the bulk of them. Matter of fact, for shits and giggles, Bishop, Jalen Brunson is averaging 18 shots a game. Karl Anthony Towns is averaging 19 to 21 shots a game. Averaging, I said. I didn't say every night. Right. So how many shots are available in one night?
So when they don't score that, the Knicks lose.
No, you can't say that to 19 games over 500.
When Brunson and Towns don't score at that clip, they lose games. That's why they lost to. That's why they lost to Detroit. That's what it.
But they're your prime dogs, Bishop. That's any team in the NBA.
What I'm saying to you is, with the talent,
let me just tell you this: if Luka scores 10 points a night and LeBron scores 12, you think they're beating the Knicks?
No.
Thank you. See, that happens. It actually happens in today's NBA.
So you don't think, with the talent that the Knicks have, you don't think that they can devise offense to give?
All I know is, Bishop, they're averaging 117 points a night.
Right.
They're averaging giving up 112. They're averaging 117 points a night. If you could have said that about a Knicks team 5-6 years ago, I'd have said, God bless you, because you couldn't.
I'm saying that they could be averaging.
You said they brought in guys to play offense, right?
They could be averaging 125 to 130 if you spread the wealth around. If you spread it around and you allow,
if ifs and ands with pots and pans, the world would be a kitchen.
So
they're 40 and 21.
So in other words,
you can't beat that.
So in other words, the 10 games that they lost that they shouldn't have lost out of those 21, I can count 10 games.
So that means right now they should be 50 and 11.
Pretty much.
Get out of here. Stop.
Pretty much.
You're reaching now. You're just reaching now,
and
bro.
we should be on
Stop. You sound crazy,
this season. Man. Nope, this season we should be on.
You sound crazy, bro.
We should be on point.
Guys, let me just say this, and I'll stop, Bishop. And you do realize the Knicks have the 4th best record in the NBA,
and they can't beat any teams that are ahead of them.
This is a funny thing. The only teams that can't beat ahead of them are the only 3 teams that are better than them. And that's some weird shit, guys. I mean, I just look at stuff like that. They can't beat Cleveland, OKC, and Boston, but they're the 4th best team in the league. And those 3 guys are the 3 best teams in the league. So how many other teams haven't beat them this year?
Golden State beat them.
Golden State beat them. Atlanta beat Boston.
Saying, guys, we're pulling straws out the bottom of the damn barrel with some of this shit. They got the 4th best record in the NBA.
Atlanta beat Boston twice.
Dom, let me just say this to you real quick, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
Look at the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Stop. Don't do it, R. Don't do it. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let me just give you the points for a game. Donovan Mitchell, 24. Right? Darius Garland, 21. Evan Mobley, 18.6. Jared Allen, 13.4. Ty Jerome, 12.1.
Sound like the Knicks starting 5.
8.9.
Yeah. Sound like the Knicks starting 5. Yeah. It sounds almost like the Knicks starting 5. But here's the thing, Aaron. I told you this while Bishop was absent from the show half the time, but we love it. What did I tell you about Cleveland? All of a sudden, Kenny Atkinson is Marlon the Magician.
Right.
But the Cleveland Cavaliers as an organization said, you know what, guys? We're going to run this shit back.
Right.
Do you know that they're four out of their starting 5, their key 4 players on their team have been together 5 to 6 years?
Yeah.
But they decided to run it back, guys. They said, you know what? I think we got something good.
Right.
The Knicks didn't do that. And I'm not going to say the Knicks upset the apple cart, but you're looking at a team that's been together 5-6 years, and all of a sudden, obviously they have the best record right now, but they've been together 5-6 years. The Knicks have been together 61 games, and we're looking at it like, what the hell's going on? And you're 19 games over 500. And you ain't been 19 games over 500 in 28 damn years at this point of the season. This isn't an average. This isn't some shit I'm making up. They have not had a record like this in 28 years.
So
but we're not satisfied. We're gonna look at all the things to pick on. So hey, I ain't that kind of fan.
No, R asked a very important question earlier, and I mean, you and I we sparred back and forth. R asked a very important question: do you believe that this coach is the coach that leads the Knicks to the next level?
Yeah, I have no choice to say that.
Next level,
because we don't have
next
another
level.
coach.
But I'm saying next level. That's this is it for him. This is the ceiling for him.
Nah,
so we'll win 50 games. We'll keep winning 50-something games every season. We'll keep winning 50-something games. We won't go beyond that plateau, and we certainly won't be contending for a title. We'll have solid season.
Understand these new.
We'll have a solid season. We'll have a solid. I'm one of the most diehard Knicks fans.
But you're giving up on your team because of what? Because you don't like the coach? Because you don't think he could do A, B, and C?
I'm not giving up.
So you was content with Fizdale, Hornacek, all of them coaches that we had in 6 years. You were content with that.
What I'm saying to you is, at this point, he's already reached his ceiling. We need to find some other option because he's not the guy. He's not the guy. I don't know who.
Well, we don't know
exactly.
We don't know.
I do know.
Exactly.
I do know that he's not the guy to bring us to.
No, you think he's not the guy. You don't know Jack. You're predicting the future.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like we have our own version of Mike Tomlin.
Yeah. Well, no, I'll tell you what, guys, and not this isn't no. If you look what the Knicks have done, basically everything between contracts, players, and coaches are built around the next 3 years.
Right.
So now, if you don't do it in 3 years, yes, it's time for a change. But this is what the Knick organization, not Bishop, not Dominic, not Rodney, this is what the Knick organization has put in place. This is a 3-year plan. We're not going to do like the Knicks have done and that we bitched about for years. Give something 5 minutes and then go get McDice and go get Fizdale to stand on the sideline in the B-boy stands, giving the opposite team high fives. We've been through that. So we're going to say, you know what? We got these pieces. They're all going to be together except Mikal Bridges, unless they re-sign him this year. But the key and the core of this team is going to be together for the next 3 years. If you don't get it done in 3 years, then guess what? Not only should the coach go, but contract should not be extended. You move your ass on. It didn't work here for you. See you later. Whatever the case may be. But at least we're not doing what we've done constantly in the past. The shit gets a little hot. We upset the apple cart. We go get Phil Jackson to come smoke some weed and put us 5 years behind the NBA. We go get Carmelo Anthony that put us 5 more years behind in the NBA. We're not doing that no more, guys. I gotta give the Knicks credit where credit is due. We normally would have packed our bags and said, "Oh shit, we only won 51 games. We need to change."
I agree with you, Dom. I'm not disagreeing with you. The Knicks have made some really smart decisions. They've signed some really organizational contracts, friendly contracts. They've done a phenomenal job at that. What I'm saying is, where I'm disappointed at in this season is, in my mind, because we've gotten the personnel that can facilitate everybody in that starting lineup sharing the wealth and them getting more cohesive as the season goes on, and then digging in defensively. I'm not seeing that. The only thing that I've seen
the season ain't over either, Bishop. So we got
60 games in, Dom. Come on.
Right, we got to let it play out.
60 games in.
We got 21 more games left. But I'll leave you guys. I'll leave you guys with this. The Denver Nuggets had Murray, Joker, Porter Jr. went and got Aaron Gordon. They stood together a few years, won a chip. Boston had Tatum, Brown for 6-7 years, didn't win shit. They get Drew Holiday, they win a chip. Milwaukee, Middleton and Giannis, they had them together 5-6 years, didn't win shit. Get Drew Holiday, win a chip. The key is, if you don't keep your players together, then you'll be what the Knicks used to be. You look at what some of these teams are doing, guys.
I'm not saying get rid of players. I'm not saying get rid of players. What I'm saying is with the talent that
But
we
none of
have,
them got rid of their coach either.
with the talent that we have, we got to look at, hey, why are we not better at this point? We were supposed to be contending against Boston. We were supposed to be contending against we didn't know Cleveland. We didn't know Cleveland was going to be Cleveland.
Right.
We were supposed to be contending against Boston. We were supposed to be doing a lot better with the personnel that we have, with the contracts that we got. We were supposed to be doing a lot better, and I don't see that. The only thing
But we
that I
had,
see,
again, Bishop,
the only thing that I see is we traded out Hartenstein and Julius Randle. We traded those guys out. We got rid of those guys. Hartenstein, he voluntarily left. And the only thing that I've seen different is we got different players, but we're still running the same offense. Jalen Brunson is dribbling, and dominating the ball, and everybody else is just standing around watching. He's playing buddy ball with Josh Hart, because he will pass the ball to Josh Hart. But Mikal Bridges, it's a miracle that he's averaging 17 points a game. It's a miracle that Anunoby is averaging what he's averaging because they don't get the ball.
Right. I will agree with you on that.
So
I think we
I'm
had
saying
this conversation.
That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about coaching. That's what I'm talking about.
But
with the talent that we have, there has to be some
here go
way.
where the pundits will say to you, Bishop, you know, what you're saying is cool and everything, but this guy is such a ball hog, and him and Towns is averaging 18 to 20 shots a game, but everybody in the starting lineup is averaging double digits. So it's sort of like, how is this shit really happening? That these guys are ball dominant and the starting five is still averaging almost 100 points a night.
Hold on, Dom. I got Mr. Live. It's like, sorry about that.
What's
Yo, I hope I
on?
have you on hold for a long time. I hope you just got here.
Nah. I was there for a chat, but I'm listening to the conversation, man. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful, knowledgeable conversation, man. What's good, guys? How y'all?
All right, Live. What's good?
All right.
I can't. I'm a diehard Knicks fan, but I can't co-sign doing the same thing that we did last season. And that, again, all the games that we lost, that we were not even in those games, they just double teamed Brunson and forced him to give the ball up, or forced him into turnovers, or forced him into tough shots. And that was it. Like, we had no adjustments. We had no in-game adjustments. We had nothing. And that's coaching. That's not player.
It's getting coaching. Outplayed, Bishop. You know, I can't.
In-game adjustments, though.
So in other words, Boston went into, I forgot who it was last week. Not a very good team. Who was it? I think Minnesota. Something. And they lost by 25 points.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Like, this shit can never happen? I mean, it happens. It's the NBA.
Yeah, but getting blown out by Boston every time we played them, getting blown out by Cleveland.
That's the problem, Bishop. And I don't think
I'm saying that problem is with the coach and his
I just think they're a better team.
That's the problem.
I just think they're a better team. That's all.
Can I throw my little 5 cent on that?
Yes, sir.
Right. So I think it was here, man, and I love y'all guys for giving brothers like us the opportunity to voice these things, man. You know what I'm saying? I think it was here, man, when we started the season, right? When 3 weeks into the first game, 3 weeks before, maybe not 3 weeks. I'm sorry, might have been about 2 weeks, maybe 5 days. It was a very short time that they picked up Karl Anthony Towns, and they did all of these moves, man. And I said, Leon Rose sacrificed this year to gain all of these dudes. He sacrificed chemistry and everything else just to get these people in there. All right. We lost this year. Like we and let's not think about it as a lost year. Let's think about it as a sacrifice to say, okay, last year we wanted to see that team run. We wanted to see that Julius Randle, Mitch on the floor, DiVincenzo. We wanted to see that whole thing around. I know I did, right? But they're going, look, Randall is who Randall is, and the uncertainties is the uncertainty. So let's do this. Let's get one of the best. Let's combine one of the two best defenders in the whole league, right? Let's now get one of the elite centers in the league. Combine him with now today the one of the most prolific point guards in the game, and we have a 4, maybe even 5-year window to see what we can do for a chip, right? So we now, right, who used to slop off the bottom of the tank, right, with the garbage, right? Now we elite, we upper crust. Today we upper crust because we complaining about a lot of shit. We could never complain, and myself really included.
Yeah,
we ain't really upper crust.
Right,
where we are, we're the 4th best team in the league, guys.
No, we are. I'm not shying away.
He didn't say the best team. He said upper crust.
You're the 4th best team, but you can't beat any of the better teams.
But still, we still are the 4th best team.
Let me cook. Let me cook.
Thank you, Lyle.
Because I got my wig on right now. I got the little alabaster wig on right now, and my motherfucking pinky is out. You understand what I'm saying? All right, it's but like we have, like today we at a place where where we remember Chris Childs and Spreewell and Ewan, right? And them getting ready to trade Ewan because they saw Hasidity on their bullshit. They think they could do it with just fucking Marcus Camby. Like, son, we here. We back. We back, right? So now in that, right? In the 2 or 3 some odd days that we've been back, we can critique the team now, right? Because it's damn near the end of the season. We got everybody back, and to the brother that just spoke point, there's a whole lot of inconsistencies with everybody that we know. That we know is knowledgeable. We don't want to say it again because we 4th. We the 4th best team in the whole league, not just in our conference or you know what I'm saying. We a power team, and we still not. We still see that we could be better, right? Mm. So again, you got to take a lot of this shit with a grain of salt because next year this shit ain't gonna fly. This shit ain't gonna fly next year.
I'm saying this season. I'm not willing to wait. Not willing to wait. No,
I dig it. No, I understand who is. None of us are, right? But understand that this is the first year of a team that we know that doesn't. The coaching is suspect today, right? The point guard play, let's keep that shit a fucking buck, right?
Yep.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like Brunson is one assist short of a fucking chuck wagon. All right, you understand what I'm saying? Let's keep it a buck. Let's understand that how we look with Mitch in the fucking game instead of fucking Zowns, right? How comfortable we feel, how our fucking, you know what I'm saying, like shit is not going, it disrupted with fucking Towns. And we know Towns is 100% better player than Mitch, but the fucking rim is protected. Motherfuckers is not driving through the fucking lane. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no fucking toll to pay for fucking traffic, right?
Right. Oh.
That's what I think the brother that just speaking was talking about. Right. We already see it. Like we see it now. So we see that we need, like Josh Hart, y'all gonna kill me for this. We see that Josh Hart needs not to be in the starting lineup. Like he does not need to be there. If he's there, you got to have at least 4 shooters on the squad, right? Because we already see with Boston, we see Boston like systematically sinking in on the team when him and the Chua is in there. God forbid somebody like Shamit, who's also in there and scared to shoot the rock. There's no shooting, so there's no place for Jace for Brunson to go but in the paint around 3-4 trees. Right. So when he passes it out, there's no one to pass it out, and them dudes is not going nowhere in the paint, so they can't pass it to Cat, right? Because they there.
18 seconds he dribbling that ball, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me take time also. His mic is live as well. Knickerbocker Ave, welcome, and Reggie, your mic is live as well. So thanks for
Knickerbocker Ave.
Yeah.
Probably with the beautifulest birthday cake in the world.
My spidey senses were tingling the second they were tingling because I'm like, Live and Dom are on Tidal tonight, and they talking about our team right now, and and like, I thought we discussed this last night live.
Yes, we did, sir. Yeah,
but you know what the thing is that the point still drives home. Everything that Live was just saying is absolutely true. When you look at this team and the way that it's constructed and the way that it operates, thankfully it looks like it's finally going to be at a full crew, full team. There's no lingering injury. There's no standing injury. There's nobody going to be missing any time. Towns will be back on tonight, for the Laker game. And we'll probably be able to get to see, him and Mitch, commingling in here and there, and we could probably get some get back over LeBron and the Lakers. But I mean, are there concerns with this team? Absolutely, because Live, he always says, people are going to kill me over this Josh Hart thing, because he knows that I'm going to, because I love Josh Hart. Josh Hart is my dude.
Right.
But at the same time, you can't deny what Live just said, though. Sometimes there are times where I'm like, yo, he needs to be in the starting lineup because of all the intangibles he brings. He does bring a little bit of offense. He does he does distribute the rock pretty well. He can run a pretty good screen, and of course he rebounds the ball like nobody's business.
Right.
The problem that I have with that, though, and I brought this up in our spaces last night, is that when him and Mikal Bridges are on the floor together and they run the switch, for some reason, that leaves the 3-point line wide open. And that's why we are if not the worst 3-point defense shooting team in the NBA, because for some reason, when those two guys get caught up in the switch and now they're guarding each other's man, neither one of them know what the fuck to do with themselves. They're both tweedling their damn thumbs.
And is that the player? Is that the player responsibility, or is that the coach to say, "Hey, look where we're making our mistake. Look where we keep making the same mistake." Is that the coach's responsibility?
I'm gonna go 60-40 on the player, because the player is still, at some point, it's not like we're in the beginning of the season. We're 60-something games into the season, so at some point. And I know that they discussed this in the locker room, because they damn sure that they discussed this on the roommates podcast. But there are times where you can see that they know that this is happening, but they still get caught up in it, because I don't know whether it's it's just part of the the Thibodeau scheme of play of that drop defense because anytime they run a crap. That drop coverage crap is it's killing us. It's killing us to death.
It's
because
one of two things. It's one of two things. You just made a great point. It's the defensive philosophy of that coach, or the two of them are too damn fatigued to actually get out there and cover.
I think it's a bit of both. Like, I mean, be honest.
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both, because but I'm sorry, Lad, but you can't explain that in the beginning of the game when the opposition is shooting the lights out of the ball in the opening minutes of a game. because you can't claim fatigue in the first 5 minutes.
That's right.
You can claim it. You can claim it. You can claim it in the second quarter, maybe. You can claim it in the third and the fourth, definitely, and especially in overtime, you could claim that. But if it's in the opening minutes, then that's because that's when you have to really have to weigh the option. Is it the philosophy of the drop coverage set by the coach, or are these players just keep on falling for the same damn crap each and every single time? It's a little bit of both.
Let's remember something. Let's remember something, guys.
Hold on, Don. I want to ask a quick question. Since they came in a little late, live and also Knickerbocker Ave, I asked a question to Don. I want to ask you two. What's your thoughts on it? I think Bishop knows where I'm going with this. Is Tibbs the guy to take this team to the promised land?
Yeah, you get him half. You already know my answer. Get him half. Get him half.
I posed a question I answer this question the way I pose any other question. Who would you replace him with?
Thank you.
Who in the league right now?
No,
who in the league?
We're not recycling has-been coaches. We're not recycling has-been coaches. Last season in the playoffs, we lost to a burnout, rundown coach in the Pacers. We lost to that team. We lost to the Pacers. Even with all of the injuries or whatever, he got out-coached by Rick Carlisle.
We had 3.
Did he get out coached though? Because
I don't think so.
Didn't Rick Carlisle also kind of inherit that team just the same way as every other coach now these days? They're inheriting teams the way they are.
They were hurt too.
Not like that.
Yes,
come on.
but not like us.
No,
not like us. Come on now.
Why were we hurt? Why were we hurt and run down?
Because it happens.
Because injuries happen.
Okay,
so wait, hold on.
So hold on.
I'll give you Randall.
So we got.
I'll give you Randall. I'll give you Randall. I'll give you the Randall injury as a Thibodeau thing, even though it's a freak accident. But I'll give you Randall because, in my opinion, he should not have even been there, considering we were already up by 15, 20 points already.
Then you got Josh with the abdominal strain. You got Josh with the abdominal strain. You got Brunson, who is severely fatigued. It shouldn't even have been out there trying to chase down.
You're reaching,
pulling
man.
out. It's like no.
That's a reach.
No.
That's a reach.
Nah,
that's a reach.
Again, I get it if you guys are Tibbs fans. I get it.
I'm not a Tibbs fan.
What I'm saying to you, what I'm saying to you is this guy is a career mediocre coach. He's a career. What has he done in his whole career? Mediocre. He's a mediocre coach. He's a mediocre. There's somebody out there better than him.
Ooh.
Right.
There's somebody out there better than him.
There's somebody out there that can
Eric Spoelstra's already working for fucking Pat Riley.
Bishop, let me help you out there, bro. Let me not that you need it, not that you need it, but let me help you because you're getting ganged up on. Let me throw a bottle in there, right?
I'm good.
Listen,
Before you say anything live, let me just say, Bishop, I miss you on our show, bro. Because every time you used to be on our show, we used to have these great conversations. I miss you on those shows, bro.
I'm back. Yeah. My season is over. I'm back. So.
Yeah. So let's put aside that there's nobody out there, right? You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's
let me put that aside for just a second.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. Like Tibbs at this point for me is the Bizarro D'Antoni. He is almost the exact opposite. You understand what I'm saying?
Hush your mouth.
Yeah,
Hush your mouth.
You know. It's three cats that I would smack. Listen, it's three dudes that I and I'm 5'8". 3 dudes that I would smack on sight: D'Antoni, Mayor Giuliani, and Reggie Miller on site, on site. Just smack. And all of them is 8. Right. No, Charles Smith in there. He is but he too tall, right? He too tall. He might get a pass, right? So So
because you can't reach him. That's why.
No question, without a doubt, that is the reason, right? So,
need a step ladder to get his ass.
Exactly. So listen, man, we already see that depending on whose crew he has, right, or what crew Tibbs have, they go from this super defensive team with Alfred Payton and Bullock, right, to this super offensive situation with Cat and Brunson. He's not coaching. We know that his pseudo Princeton that he run above the once you call it to get one guy a ball and then the other, and just so technically you don't say that one guy has the ball in his hand the whole fucking clock, right? Because the little passes don't do shit.
No.
Right? By the third quarter, everybody know where the fuck is going and how the ball is rotating.
Exactly.
So there's no coaching.
Exactly.
There's no coaching. There's no play calling. I am a Popovich. I love Greg Popovich. No pause. I will not pause that. I love that guy because his X's and O's are dominant. You know what I'm saying? Can he win without talent? No. Right? But at least you see fundamental basketball inside, and there's a chance, right? Because he's calling plays, 2-3 different plays for every scoring position. Wow. Right? Now I miss those days. I miss when Van Gundy did that. I miss when Riley's defense was very simple. Hedge that motherfucker until he get out the paint. Do not let the perimeter duel out in the fucking paint, and let that five get beat on the perimeter, hedging. Right, that's the problem with Cat now. You understand what I'm saying? And Tibbs won't allow Cat to get beat on that perimeter because he's so bad. Like his drop coverage is the worst. If you see the difference.
It's not
between
no drop coverage.
Right. All he's doing is escorting the dude into the paint, and if the dude has a decent fucking teardrop, that's 2 points, right?
And pushing over two hands in the back to get a stupid foul.
Right. So again, at this point, this year with the pinky out, Tibbs has the luxury of looking around and going, you know what I'm saying, doing this, and he's not doing it. It ain't gonna fly next year, and I believe, and this is just my opinion. I believe next year is too late to say that Tibbs is garbage and he needs to go. Not like with this team. I think in the offseason, this should be the definite consideration for somebody else. Not to say that I myself know who that is, but it should definitely be a big consideration, especially, God forbid, I don't want to put I'm not going to even say that. Mm-hmm. Especially if our fortunes don't go like how we think with our fucking pinky out, they go in these fucking playoffs. Because you see what happened yesterday with a veteran team who got their shit together like Golden State.
Wow. People keep asking who, like a bunch of owls. Somebody better than this dude.
Yes.
Somebody better than this dude.
Right.
And it's like, I'm glad that somebody else can look at this and see this is not coaching. This is not coaching.
It's not.
And with the talent level that we have, there's no way that we should be losing to Detroit, Utah. There's no way we should be losing those games. So we got 20 L's, 21 L's, whatever it is. 10 of those games we should not have lost. And you can say, "Oh, I'm speculating this and that." No, we were just out coached in those games. The Boston games, the Cleveland games. We got our asses waxed. We got our asses waxed. We got our asses waxed because those teams are better. Those teams are better. We got waxed.
The Boston game, like since the first game, he said, you know what I'm saying? Mazzulla said, Brunson and Cat, you will not hold this. We are driving a fucking freight train through both of y'all.
Yep.
I am so sick and tired of watching these games and the shit being damn near over after the first quarter.
Because they can't stop. And again, you know what I'm saying? It's not the drop coverage. It's the playing 2 and 3 non-shooters. Like if you got Missoula is telling these motherfuckers, it's like, look, if Josh Hart and Achua is on the floor, let them shoot. Right? Josh Hart is gonna pump fake his way into fucking oblivion, and he gonna come to you anyway. Let him shoot, right?
So
don't even guard fucking Achua, right? Because he's not gonna shoot. You know why Achua is not gonna shoot? Because Tibbs is gonna blow that whistle and take his ass out the whistle call it. And who he gonna put in? Josh Hart, who is already in there. So who else can he play? I'm going to play Bridges for 58 minutes, right? And I'm going to play. I'm going to play OG Anunoby short ass at the 4 for the whole game. So it's not surprising.
Help me understand this, gentlemen, before I go to bed and throw up. So for the last 7 years, a Boston Celtic coach got outcoached in the playoffs for 7 years. With the same players he has right now. He just simply got outcoached. The other team wasn't better than them. The coach just got outcoached. So every team that loses, their coach gets outcoached. We're getting blown out in the first quarter. So we can't blame fatigue. We can't blame game plan. But we can blame is some piss poor individual defense. I tell y'all guys this shit all the time. Just because I could hit 38 out of 40 targets does not mean I could train somebody to do that. He's got to be able to look through that sight and hit the damn target. So when you put somebody out on the court, a Karl Anthony Towns, and I started this conversation, guys, with I cannot remember for the life of me that a team has to sit their two best players in crunch time because they can't guard a fucking snail.
Yeah,
and one of them got a basketball IQ of an Egg McMuffin. What do you blame the Egg McMuffin? Yeah, what do you blame the coach for? Because Karl Anthony Towns don't know how to get on his man?
No.
We let you think. I keep telling you, this guy was such a great defensive player. And forgive me for saying that he's a Knick. I love him. I'm happy. But he's the same guy that Minnesota bankrolled their whole future for because he couldn't check nobody down low.
No, Cat is the worst.
He comes to the
I
Knicks.
agree
He's
with you
Bill
on that.
Russell?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Stop.
Cat is the worst.
But I will say this, R, and I won't say nothing else.
Yes, you will.
I can tell you right now, I have not, and y'all have not been in the position that we're in right now since you was in fucking high school.
I agree with that.
Shit.
I agree with that.
Let me make a quick point. Let me make a quick point, and I'm proving your point. I'm proving your point. So, when the game before this last Boston game,
here we go.
The game before this last Boston game, nobody was playing. They didn't have any big men. Who's the white guy that Boston has?
Cornette.
Cornette.
Oh, Cornette. No, he's a former Knick.
He's a
former Knick.
Right.
Luke Cornette and some dude from Argentina named Queso or Cato or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, the black dude that ain't never played a game in his life came in here and
that's who they had at the big. That's who they
killing.
They had the starter and they had the backup at the big.
Right.
You mean to tell me that even if we lost that game, you mean to tell me that we couldn't have devised? We knew who was playing.
Mm-hmm.
We got the injury report. We knew who was playing. So we couldn't devise an offensive scheme to basically take advantage of the weak points. Take advantage of those weak points. We couldn't do that.
Bishop, remember that happened.
To that point,
happened. That happened in the third quarter. When we cut it to 4, that happened.
20-something point a night guy got outplayed by 2 reserves.
Yeah. No, that's real too.
Got outplayed by 2 backups.
We
won't say nothing about that.
I'm proving your point, and I'm also proving my point.
He is. Dom, he is.
Yeah, I know, but my whole thing, guys, is some things are really an individual task. You really got to get out there and get in front of your man. You really got to go through that pick. You really got to box out.
I don't think he's
Nobody can do
disagreeing with
that
you.
for you.
I don't think he's disagreeing with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think nobody on this board is disagreeing with you
But the
about
thing
how
is
bad.
this. The thing is this.
No, not.
As
No,
the
I'm
coach,
not.
Bishop always is.
Yeah, yo,
as the coach,
No,
as the coach, if you
Okay,
see, if you seeing this being done constantly,
yeah.
why are you not making a change?
right.
How do you know he's not and they're not adjusted?
Because we can see it game after game after game. It's not being done.
Right. I'm going to continue to backslide into this paint until my man get 2 points. If Tibbs is in there going, Cat, right? Stop sliding like you fucking Michael Jackson, right? And high hedge this motherfucker, or right? You know, because I seen them do it. I forgot it was one game. It was one game that they start like he high hedge. He started high hedging. Now, see, that shit made me think he was like, okay, now we saving
That's the Detroit game that we lost.
Probably, yeah.
That was a Detroit game we lost. That pissed me off because I met up with Steve and G that night outside the Garden, and I'm watching this and I'm like, why is he fucking doing this? Why does he keep on sidestepping like this? Like we're running drills or some shit. No, this is the game, fool. What the fuck? You gotta get in front of your man.
Can I ask y'all a question? Do you?
Well, you say you weren't going to say anything anymore. You say you weren't going to say anything.
I just want to ask y'all a question. Do y'all firmly believe that a professional coach who is seeing A and B go wrong is not stopping and trying to make adjustments, and the players just can't get the shit from the ear to the head?
Okay. So now I need you to explain.
We know two of them are like that, guys.
Okay, right. Okay, so
players played no defense.
So is he not talking to Jason, Brunson or Cat, or is he making an adjustment and the motherfuckers just not listening?
You know, it might not even be that live. It just might be they're just not good at defense.
Okay,
they're not. That's just the game.
Definitely not. They're definitely not good at defense.
Then I bring you to the point. Then I bring you to the point. Then I bring you to the point.
Player on Minnesota.
Then I bring you to the point.
Bill Russell.
Then I bring you to the point where I said to you, Miami has Tyler Hero.
For 17 years in the NBA.
Miami has Tyler Hero. But I'm saying Miami has Tyler Hero
when he plays.
The shooter and that shooter. What's the kid's name? Robinson. And when the game is on the line, these two guys are out there on the court. Both of them got two left feet. They're slow as hell.
Yeah.
They're out there on the court because the coach is, hey, this is what you have to do. It's not an option. It's not an option. It's not an option.
Look at their record.
Yeah,
look at their record.
Under 500, ain't beat the Knicks yet.
I got it. But before Jimmy Butler left, when they did have those guys and he was engaged, they were beating teams. They were beating the number 2 seed. They were going to the finals with the talent that they had, and we got more talent than them. We got more talent than that Miami team.
They had.
That's why they had.
You're talking about a different team.
And they got.
You're talking about a different. You're talking about a different Miami Heat team because that team had Strus, they had a lot of utility guys. They had a lot of like Josh Hart type guys that can all hit. They can all defend. They can all hit the three. They can all and they all play their role. And they had their coaching. And they do have better coaching.
Yeah,
they do have better coaching. But I already said that Spoelstra's he's not leaving Pat Riley ever. He's going to be the next Pat Riley. He's going to be the next VP of fucking of God knows what in Miami whenever he retires, and Pat Riley dies. That Pat Riley will end up fucking dying, and Spoelstra's going to be the next guy to take his job. But
so you take what Miami's doing this year, 3 games under 500.
Yeah,
Marlon the Magician can't do no magic. But if we were 3 games under 500, it would be the end of the world. And we've been there. That was us. The only thing I keep trying to say, guys, is we cannot recall being this good this late in the season in 28 years.
And
now, if you want to nitpick and say the sky is falling, God bless you. I understand. It's great conversation. I'm not that guy.
Nobody's saying the sky is falling.
I don't think the sky is falling.
You know what I mean.
When I'm no question, baby.
Yeah.
No question. Right. I mean, when I'm around knowledgeable cats, right? Again, it's the no New Jerseys, no Brunson jerseys on, no cat jerseys on, man. Because y'all can't go through the pain we went through. You understand what I'm saying? So when I'm talking to you guys, right? I need y'all to take it with a decanter full of salt, right? Because I'm like, listen, we know that we living high right now. We back in the penthouse, baby. Like we here, right? But now that we here, right now that we here, and we already done seen Thibodeau do the shit he do, right? Like, but and we know Cat. We done seen Cat do this do-si-do shit that he do on defense, right? Right. We see how these teams are ganging up on Brunson. There has to be an adjustment. There has to be a visible, viable adjustment to these situations. Now, maybe Tibbs is a fucking maniacal genius where it's like, okay, as soon as the playoffs go, boom, we're gonna see all of these new fucking plays and these new defensive schemes and shit. That's what I'm hoping for, man, because I miss Alfred Payton and Bullock. I miss that shit. Like I miss because we were fucking in the game, B. And we was molesting cats. They was not that felt more like the 90s than this shit right here. This shit right here feel like fucking caviar and fucking a wild caught salmon. That's what this shit feel like.
One good thing you could say live is going down the stretch and possibly to the playoffs if things remain the way they are. We will be fully healthy for the first time this season.
Right.
Yeah,
and we got a chance.
So
we got a chance.
So
that's all I say.
So you looking at Mitch as the Messiah? That's gonna
no, I hope not.
At all, but he fits
Is that what you're thinking of? Is that what you're thinking of?
Bishop, hold on. Bishop, you and Av and probably Live know that quite a few of us 3 years ago didn't give a shit if the Knicks traded Mitch Robinson.
Don't give a fuck today. Get him out of here for a bag of chips. Right? Bag of Hutch.
But now he fits a role that we actually need that he can do. He can defend the rim, he can rebound, and he can get offensive rebounds, which lead to second chance points. I'm not saying he's a Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm just saying he fits a role on this team that he never was able to fit before. He just wasn't that guy. But if you give him 18 to 20 minutes and he gets you 6-7 rebounds, couple of offensive, couple of putbacks, bingo, we win. We won that little battle. Battles win big wars.
Fair enough.
I gotta tell you that we have a chance. Not this season. I'm sorry, not this season.
Everybody has a chance.
Nah, bro. Not what I'm seeing from Cleveland. Not what I'm seeing from Boston. And nah.
You still got to throw the ball up in the air and play.
So yeah, Dom, I agree with that. But, was it Live that made the point? And I said this before he got on. It's like, yeah, there's like historically, I'm not. You think I don't like Tibbs or whatever? What I'm saying is, he's not the guy to take us to that next level. Historically, he's never had any in-game adjustments. He was really good when what's the guy who coaches in Indiana now?
Carlisle.
No.
Vogel.
In college. He coached the Knicks, the black dude. That when
Woodson. Woodson.
When he was coaching with Woodson. Yeah, when he was coaching with Woodson, it was a little bit different because you had somebody to like balance things out and he had some in-game adjustments. But ever since that, it's like he has zero in-game adjustments. You watch that Boston game, you watch the same game from the first quarter all the way through the fourth quarter, it was the same game.
Wow.
Just pick, get the correct matchup, let Tatum work out, and let Brown work out. Let Tatum work out. Let the other guys, let the subs come in. They shoot threes. You got those two guys. They come in. They hit like 5-6 threes apiece, and then we let Tatum come back in and work out some more. And it was just that. It was just that. And it's been that all those games. It's been that all those games. The Cleveland game, it's like we just move the ball real quick, get it down to Mobley. Donovan Mitchell, the other guard, is going to shoot, and it's just that easy. So it's like those are the things that drives me nuts, because it's like you see what's happening here, and you're losing to some mediocre teams, some garbage teams, and you lose to the good teams. And yeah, we're 40-21 or whatever. We got 19 games left. What I'm saying to you is we're going to finish the same place that we finished probably last season and the season before, somewhere in between those two, with 19 games left, because this coach is not that guy. So if you prove me wrong and say that we're going to finish with close to 60 games or like 58 or whatever, I'm saying to you, we'll probably finish with like 52 games. We might win 12 out of the 19. And that's because this guy's not the coach that's going to take us to the next level. That's the point that I'm trying to make.
Well, you know what? Until we find Red Auerbach, I'm riding with my coach.
That's fucked up. I'm old enough to know that joke is a fucking killer.
Who's better for the job?
Well, there's got to be somebody out there. There's somebody out there.
I can't give you a name. Right.
There's Van Gundy. There's Van Gundy who's sitting on the bench.
Oh, please, that quitter. He's a quitter. Don't bring his name up.
But I'm just saying. I'm just giving.
He's a quitter.
I'm just giving you. So what you wanted me to do was you wanted me to call out names so you could say everything that's wrong with.
No, I'm just saying don't bring.
And I'm saying to you, but I'm
anybody else, Bishop.
I'm just saying when he was the coach. When he was the coach, fair enough. When he was the coach, he made in-game adjustments, so we know what it looks like. We know what that in-game adjustments look like.
Right.
And I don't see that. I haven't seen that throughout Tibbs' career. I haven't seen that since he's been here with the Knicks. I haven't seen that. You could say it's the personnel, it's this, it's that.
Oh,
but
no.
What I said when I gave you the Eric Spoelstra, when I gave you the dude before they fired him in Cleveland, when I gave you that guy. When you look
Mike Brown?
No, not Mike Brown, the one who's coaching in Detroit now.
Yeah.
Because he's doing the same thing with Detroit.
Bickerstaff.
Bickerstaff. Okay, gotcha.
He's doing the same thing with Detroit. So he's making these in-game adjustments, and the guys are so it's possible. The dude in OKC, that young coach in OKC.
Oh yeah, he's incredible. He's fucking incredible.
He's making these fucking in-game adjustments that it's like, oh shit, like the game is just the whole nature of the game just changed. They just ran off like 20 points.
But everybody you mentioned so far, Bishop, are coaching teams that have key players that have been together for 3-4 years. We don't have that luxury. Again, we can sit and blame the coach until the cows come home. I'm not going to debate it every 5 minutes. These teams and these coaches have the luxury of having the same team for quite some time. And we've been together for 61 games. And it's like the end of the world.
Bickerstaff just
give us some time, like we gave Boston, like we gave Milwaukee, like we gave Denver. The Lakers ain't been to a championship since the bubble. Come on, guys. I mean, sometimes you just got to sit back and say, you know what? We're not that bad off. Like Live said.
Let's just continue to get the
power
50
rankings in the NBA. We are still the 4th best team in the National Basketball Association.
All right, so
let's get the 50 wins. They got Denver and the Grizzlies over us, but we beat both their asses twice.
So let's get our 50 wins, get our second round exit out of the playoffs, and say, hey, job well done. Let's get it next season.
See, Bishop, but that's where I'm with you at, man, because I'm not really with that shit. No. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm on some Mephisto shit. I'm on some future seer shit. I'm like, I don't want to go into the playoffs, right, and go good fucking try guys, right? When I know what the fuck is going on now. Right, and I'm telling y'all motherfuckers what's going on now. Excuse me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going.
If we had another coach right now, do you think this team constructed in this one season is going to win a chip?
And watch this. No. Why? Because of the exact point that you was making. Right. Like we fucking with chemistry right now.
Yeah,
we fucking with Boston and they 4 or 5 years together. We fucking with Cleveland and they 3-4 years together.
But we would be able to see. But we would be able to see if we had a better coach with some in-game adjustments.
Yes. The thing that we missing right now above them teams is adjustment.
We could bring Rodney Jones in.
Even if Boston beat us, they wouldn't be working out.
A better defensive player.
Even if
it's
Boston
not
beat us,
Brunson a better defensive player. These are our straight up weaknesses.
Even if Boston beat us,
but ain't that why we get up here, Don? Because now you shifted the question of do we need Towns to fuck up out of here next year, right? Right, because I didn't want to be so upper crust to initiate that talk, right?
But don't take this the wrong way, guys. In the next year and a half, his contract balloons to $61 million per.
Right.
And when you're talking about these aprons and napkins and tablecloths, that's a lot of money for one guy that can't play no defense.
Right. But I'm gonna take your line. I'm gonna take your line in a minute. That money ain't gonna mean nothing with these ballooning contracts.
Got
right.
That right.
And Carl Anthony Towns just had the year he's having this year is a MVP year.
Yeah.
We could trade his ass in the offseason. Somebody will take that motherfucker on some real shit.
That's a lot of money, guys. Serious.
Gentlemen, with that being said, I gotta shut it down. But it's been a hell of Hey man, listen. Retiree. I got work. Okay, I got work.
You got Geritol. Take your Midol.
I got work in the morning.
Take your Midol and drink your Prilosec.
What did he say? You got jury duty.
Drink your Prilosec.
I got jury duty.
You know what? Next show, I'm gonna let Dom be the moderator. I'm gonna give you all the show.
Oh hell no!
Nah, you can run it.
Let me ask you a question. Are we gonna stick with Thursday?
I think so.
Bishop?
Yeah. So
Reggie still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thursday, Reg?
Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, as long as it's not my bowling night, dog.
As long as it's not Wednesday, because that's when we do the Bleed Blue show. So
right.
Okay, all right, got you.
I was considering Monday, but you know what? We can stick to Thursday. It's all good.
All right, I'm with it.
So I'm good with Thursday.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Av ain't got shit to do either. He ain't got
long as I get an invite. Yeah, as long as I get an invite, I'm good.
I'll make sure you get the invite. So Dom, Bishop, Av, Reggie, Ronan, even though he didn't chime in, but that's all good. Thanks for your support.
We didn't talk about LeBron, that's why.
I tried.
We didn't talk about him next time. We're going to see him tonight. Yep.
We'll see you again next week at 8 o'clock.
All right now. Yep.
4 o'clock. I'll see you. Okay.
All right, fellas. Have a good night.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fellas.
Yep.